Hi,
Fantastic.
Shivesh. Yeah,
Hi.
so
Can
we are
we
live
also
now.
make Zeb as co-host? If he has to share anything, then he can, he can share
So
that.
I just make you to Zaib, right?
Yeah. Zeb को co-host बना देते हैं.
Yeah, done.
Fantastic. So Zeb, before Zeb starts, can we all unmute and give a round of applause to all of us for being here? Right? It's all about for everyone. So I really enjoyed. And Vandana ma'am really enjoyed all the presentations, all the things which was going on, and today we are at the final session of NYP 23, right? And we are all looking forward to Zeb's speech. Zeb Danish Ali is from Sanskriti School, and he and his team participated, and they are going to be this is the finance team, and they are going to make the speech. So over to Zeb. We are all eager to hear you. Now, who's the speaker?
Sir, I was the actual speaker, but she is the deputy speaker, so who will speak?
No, that's fine. I think both of you manage between yourself, and I leave it to you. So you can invite the finance minister to make the speech. So over to you, Daksh, to run the show.
I invite Mr. Zab Danish, the finance minister of Youth Parliament 2022 to 2023, to give his speech on the budget for the financial year 2023 to 2024. Over to you, Zaib.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir, for giving me an opportunity to present the financial budget of year 2023-2024. As we all know, this is the first budget in the Amrit Kal, and our budget hopes to build on the foundation laid in the previous budget and the blueprint drawn for India at 100. We envision a prosperous and inclusive India in which the fruits of development reach all regions and citizens, especially our youth, women, farmers. In the 75th year of our independence, the world has recognized the Indian economy as a bright star. Our current year's economic growth is estimated to be at 7%. It is notable that this is the highest among all the major economies. This is despite This is despite the massive global slowdown caused by COVID-19 and a war. The Indian economy is today the hope of the world. Today, as Indians stands with their heads held high and the world appreciates India's achievements and successes, we are sure that elders who had fought for our Indian independence will with joy bless us and our future endeavors. Our focus on wide-ranging reforms and sound policies implemented through Sabka Prayas, resulting in Jan Bhagidari and targeted support to those in need, helped us perform well in trying times. India's rising global profile is because of several accomplishments, unique world-class digital public infrastructure, example Aadhaar, COVID and UPI, COVID vaccination drive in unparalleled scale and speed, proactive role in frontier areas such as achieving the climate related goals, Mission Life, and the National Hydrogen Mission. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we ensured that no one goes to bed hungry with a scheme to supply free food grains to over 80 crore persons for 28 months. Continuing our commitment to ensure food and nutritional security, we are implementing from 1st January 2023 a scheme to supply free food grain to all Antyodaya and priority household for the next 1 year under PM Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana. The entire expenditure of about 2 lakh crore will be borne by the central government. In these times of global challenges, the G20 presidency gave us a unique opportunity to strengthen India's role in the world economic order. With the theme of Vasudev Kutumbakam, we are sharing an ambitious people-centric agenda to address global challenges and to facilitate sustainable economic development. Our vision for the Amrit Kal includes a technology-driven and knowledge-based economy with strong public finances and a robust financial sector. To achieve this, Jan Bhagidari through Sabka Saath, Sabka Prayas is essential. The economic agenda For achieving this vision focuses on three things. First, facilitating ample opportunities for citizens, especially the youth, to fulfill their aspirations. Second, providing strong efficiency to growth and job creation. And third, strengthening macroeconomic stability. To service this focus area in our journey to India at 100, we believe that following priorities will be transformed during the Amrit Kal. They complement each other and act as the Saptarishi guiding us through the Amrit Kal. The government's philosophy of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas has facilitated inclusive development covering in specific farmers, women, youth, OBCs, scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, Divyangan, and economically weaker section and overall priority for the underprivileged. There has also been a sustained focus on Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, and the Northeast. The budget builds on these efforts. We will launch an Atmanirbhar Clean Plant program to boost availability of disease-free, quality planting material for high-value horticultural crops at an outlay of 2,200 crore rupees. For farmers, especially small and marginal farmers and other marginal sections, the government is promoting cooperative-based economic development model. A new Ministry of Cooperation was formed with a mandate to realize the vision of Shakar Se Samriddhi. To realize this vision, the government has already initiated computerization of 63,000 primary agricultural credit societies with an investment of 2,516 crore rupees. In consultation with all stakeholders and states, model bylaws for PACS were formulated, enabling them to become multi-purpose PACS. A national cooperative database is being prepared for countrywide mapping of cooperative societies. With this backdrop, we will implement a plan to set up massive decentralized storage capacity. This will help farmers store their produce and realize the remunerative prices through the sale at appropriate times. The government will also facilitate setting up of large number of multi-purpose cooperative societies, primary fishery societies, and dairy cooperative societies in uncovered panchayat and villages in the next 5 years. Capital investment outlay is being increased cheaply for the third year in a row by 33% to 10 lakh crores, which would be 3.3% of the GDP. This will almost be 3 times the outlay in 2019 and 2020. This substantial increase in recent years is central to the government's effort to enhance growth potential and job creation, crowd and private investments, and provide a cushion against global headwinds, effective capital expenditure. The direct capital investment by the sector is complemented by the provision made for creation of capital assets through grants and aid to states. The effective capital expenditure of the sector is budgeted at 13.7 lakh crore rupees, which will be 4.5% of the GDP. The government has decided to continue the 50-year interest-free loan to state governments for one more year to spur investment infrastructure and incentivize them for the complementary policy actions with a significantly enhanced outlay of 1.3 lakh crore rupees. Good governance is a key to a nation's progress. Our government is committed to providing a transparent and accountable administration which works for the betterment and welfare of the common society, as said by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. Under Mission Karm Yogi, center, states, and union territories are making and implementing capacity building plans for civil servants. The government has also launched an integrated online training platform, IGOT Karm Yogi, to provide continuous learning opportunities for lakhs of government employees to upgrade their skills and facilitate people-centric approach. For enhancing ease of doing business, more than 39,000 compliances have been reduced and more than 3,400 legal provisions have been decriminalized. For furthering the trust-based governments, we have introduced the Jan Vishwas Bill to amend 42 central acts. This budget proposes a series of measures to unleash the potential of our economy. For efficient administration of justice, Phase 3 of the e-courts project will be launched with an outlay of more than 7,000 crore rupees. Our government has given a vision for life or lifestyle for environment to spur a movement of environmentally conscious lifestyle. India is moving forward firmly for the Panchamrit and net zero carbon emissions by 2070 to usher in green industrial and economic transition. This budget builds on our focus on green growth. The recently launched National Green Hydrogen Mission with an outlay of more than 19,700 crore rupees will facilitate the transition of the economy to low carbon intensity, reduce dependence on fossil fuel imports, and make the country assume technology and market leadership in the sunrise sector. Our target is to reach an annual production of 5 MMT by 2030. Reducing old polluting vehicles is an important part of greening our economy. In furtherance of the vehicle scrapping policy mentioned in budget 2021-2022, I have allocated adequate funds to scrap old vehicles of the government of the central government. States will also be supported in replacing these old vehicles.
DDT is a non-biodegradable pesticide that will enter the food chain.
To empower our youth and help the Amrit PD realize their dreams, we have formulated the national education policy focused on skilling, adopted economic policies that facilitate job creation at scale, and have supported business opportunities. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana 4.0 will be launched to skill lakhs of youth within the next 3 years. On job training, industry partnership, and alignment of courses with needs of industry will be emphasized. The scheme will also cover the new age courses for Industry 4.0 like coding, artificial intelligence, robotics, IoT, 3D printing, drones, soft skills, etc. To skill youth for international opportunities, 30 Skill India International Centers will be set up across different states. The digital ecosystem for skilling will be further expanded with the launch of a unified Skill India digital platform for enabling demand-based formal skilling, linking with employers including MSMEs and facilitating access to the entrepreneurship schemes. Dear House, I propose to double the education budget every year till it reaches 5% of the GDP, because I feel the education plays a very important role for a development of a country. Last year, the government proposed revamping of the credit guarantee schemes of MSMEs, and I'm happy to announce that the revamped scheme will take effect from 1st April 2023 through infusion of 9,000 crore rupees in the corpus. This will enable additional collateral-free guaranteed credit of 2 lakh crore rupees. Further, the cost of the credit will be reduced by about 1%. Digital payments continue to find wide acceptance. In 2022, they show increase of 76% in transaction and 91% in value. Fiscal support for this digital public infrastructure will continue in 2023 and in 2024 as well. For commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, a one-time new small savings scheme, Mahila Samman Saving Certificates, will be made available for a 2-year period up to March 2025. This will offer deposit facility up to 2 lakh crore rupees in the name of the women or girls for a tenure of 2 years at fixed interest rate of 7.5% with partial withdrawal option. The maximum deposit limit for senior citizen savings schemes will be enhanced from 15 lakh to 30 lakh rupees. The maximum deposit limits for monthly income account scheme will be enhanced from 4.5 lakh to rupees 9 lakh for single account and from 9 lakh to 15 lakh for joint account. Prime Minister's Vajpayee government had formed the Ministry of Tribal Affairs and the Department of Development of Northeastern region to provide a sharper focus to the objective of reaching the last mile. Our government has formed the Ministry of Ayush, Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, Skill Development, Jal Shakti and Cooperation. 10 aspirational districts and block programs. 36 building on the success of the aspirational district programs, the government has recently launched the aspirational blocks program covering 500 blocks for saturation of essential government services across multiple domains such as health, nutrition, education, agriculture, water resources, financial inclusion, skill development, and basic infrastructure. Pradhan Mantri PVTG Development Mission to improve socio-economic conditions of the particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Pradhan Mantri PVTG Development Mission will be launched. This will saturate PVTG families and habitants with basic facilities such as safe housing, clean drinking water, and sanitation. Improved access to education, health and nutrition, room and telecom connectivity, and sustainable livelihood opportunities. An amount of 15,000 crore rupees will be made available to implement the mission in the next 3 years under the Development Action Plan for the scheduled tribes. In the next 3 years, Center will recruit 38,800 teachers and support staff for the 740 Eklavya Model Residential Schools serving 3.5 lakh tribal students. I would like to bring the attention of honorable members of the parliament that I'm happy to announce that we estimated the budget estimation for financial year 2022 and 2023 was 7,20,000 crores for corporation tax. And I'm happy to announce that the revised estimate is 8,35,000 rupees. This is because of the smart recovery by the corporates after the pandemic got over, and I propose to announce that the budget estimate for financial year 2023 and 2024 is 9,22,675 crore rupees. Similarly, we had estimated 7 lakh crores rupees for financial year 2022 and 2023, and now the revised estimate is 8,15,000 crore rupees for the financial year 2022 and 2023, and the budget estimate we are proposing for financial year 2023 and 2024 is 9,575 crore rupees. This is because of the bounce back in income of the taxpayers after the pandemic, which we have observed in the last 2 years, and the GST collection also. We had estimated of 7,80,000 crore rupees, and the revised estimate for this year is 8,54,000 crore rupees, and the budget estimate which we are proposing for the next financial year is 9,56,600 crore rupees. This is after the bounce back after the COVID and better use of IT, income tax, IT, and coordination between the states. The excise collection, which we had estimated for this year, was 3,35,500 crore rupees, but due to the reduction in excise duty on petroleum products to control the inflation which we were facing in the country, the revised estimate is 3,20,000 crore rupees, and the proposed budget estimate for the next financial year I would like to propose is 3,39,000 crore rupees. So my indirect tax proposal aim to promote exports, boost domestic manufacturing, enhance domestic value addition, encourage green energy and mobility. A simplified tax structure with fewer tax rates helps in reducing compliance burden and improving tax administration. I propose to reduce the number of basic custom duty rates on goods other than textiles and agriculture from 21 to 13%. As a result, there are minor changes in the basic custom duties cess and surcharge on some items, including toys, bicycle, automobiles, and other things. To avoid cascading of taxes on blended compressed natural gas, I propose to exempt excise duty on GST paid compressed biogas contained in it. To further provide impetus to green mobility, custom duty exemption is being extended to import of capital goods and machinery required for manufacture of lithium ion cells for batteries used in electrical vehicles. As a result of various initiatives of the government, including the phased manufacturing program, mobile phone production in India has increased from 5.8 crore units valued at about 18,900 crore rupees in financial year 2014-2015 to 31,000 crore units valued at over 2,75,000 crore rupees in the last financial year. To further deepen domestic value addition in manufacture of mobile phones, I propose to provide relief in custom duty on imports of certain parts and inputs like camera lens, and continue the concessional duty on lithium ion cells for batteries for another year. Now I come to what everyone is waiting for, is the personal income tax. I have 5 major announcements to make in this regard. These primarily benefits our hard-working middle class. The first one concerns rebate. Currently, those with incomes up to 5 lakhs don't pay any income tax in both old and new tax regime. I propose to increase the rebate limit to 7 lakhs in the new tax regime. Thus, persons in the new tax regime with income up to 7 lakh will not have to pay any tax. The second proposal, released to middle class individuals, I had introduced in the year 2020. The new personal income tax regime with income slabs starting from 2.5 lakhs, I propose to change the tax structure in this regime by reducing the number of slabs to 5 and increasing the tax exemption limit to rupees 3 lakhs. The new tax rates are as follows. For 0 to 3 lakh rupees, for a person of income from 0 to 3 lakh rupees, the tax rate is nil. For 3 to 6 lakh rupees, the tax is 5%. 6 to 9 lakh rupees, it's 10%. 9 to 12 lakhs is 15%. And for 12 to 15 lakhs is 20%. And for the income of above 15 lakh is 30%. This will provide a major relief to all taxpayers in the new regime. An individual with an annual income of 9 lakh will be required to pay only rupees 45,000. This is only 5% of his or her income. It is a reduction of 25% on what he or she is required to pay now. Similarly, an individual with an income of 15 lakh would be required to pay only 1.5 lakh rupees or 10% of his or her income. Reduction of 20% from the existing liability of 1,87,500 rupees. My third proposal is for the salaried class and pensioners, including family pensioners, for whom I propose to extend the benefit of 34 standard deductions to the new tax regime. Each salaried person with an income of 15.5 lakh or more will thus stand to benefit by more than 52,500 rupees. My fourth announcement in personal income tax is regarding the highest tax rate, which are in our country is 42.74%. This is among the highest in the world. I propose to reduce the highest surcharge rate from 37% to 25% in the new tax regime. This would result in reduction of the minimum tax rate to 39%. Lastly, the limit of 3 lakhs for tax exemption on leave encashment of retirement of non-government salaried employees was last fixed in the year 2002, when the highest basic pay in the government was 30,000 rupees per month. In line with the increase in government salaries, I am proposing to increase this limit to 25 lakh rupees. We are also making the new income tax regime as a default tax regime. However, citizens will continue to have the option to avail the benefit of old tax regime. As a result of these proposals, revenue of about 38,000 crore rupees to 37,000 crore rupees in direct taxes and 1,000 crore in indirect taxes will be foregone, while revenue of about 3,000 crore rupees will be additionally mobilized. Thus, the total revenue for foregone is about 35,000 crore rupees annual. I would like to bring into the attention of the House that the budget estimate for the estimate budget estimate for year 2022-2023, we had for the revenue expenditure we had made of for 22,55,100 rupees, and the revised estimate for this financial year is 25,19,000 rupees, and the budget estimate which we propose to make for the next financial year is 24,22,000 rupees, and the GDP and the budget estimate which we had estimated for this financial year for the GDP was 2,60,000 crore rupees, and the revised estimate was also is 2,60,000 crore rupees. But the budget estimate for the next financial year, which I propose, is 3 lakh crore rupees, which and the GDP is going to cross 3 lakh crore rupees, which amounts to $3.75 trillion. And the aim of our government is to make the GDP GDP of our country reach $5 trillion by 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, with these words, I commend this first Amrit Kal budget to this august House. At the end, I would like to say that the budget hopes to build on the foundation laid in the previous budget and the blueprint drawn for India at 100. We envision a prosperous and inclusive India in which the fruits of development reach all regions and citizens. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Honorable members, first, I would like to say that this year is our chance to show whole of the world the power and development of India with the lead of G20 Summit. This is a golden opportunity to show our glorious policies like developments in fintech, like UPI, and all other major developments to the whole world. First, I would like to thank Mr. Finance Minister of India, of Youth India, for this wonderful budget that will not only benefit a single type of person, but benefit the whole population of India. And I hope that till the next year, our GDP will definitely reach 5 trillion. So now, honorable members, I would like to invite questions regarding the budget for the Finance Minister of India. Thank you. You can ask your questions. Mr. Shubham Kumar, you may ask your question. Sir, can you please unmute?
Yes, Honorable Finance Minister. My question would be that, as you said, that we need to double the education budget. Okay, till the time it does not reach 5%. But as we know, the education budget which India is spending currently is about 2.4, 2.5% only. So if we double it, will get doubled in 1 year only. And second part, if we double the education budget, then other sectors will get affected due to that.
See, Honorable Member of Parliament, Honorable Delegate, I would like to mention the fact that for a development of the country, our government's vision is, what our government thinks is that we should maximize the expenditure of the government in the fields of education and healthcare. Because I believe that if we increase our expenditure in the education sector, the next coming generation would come, it would be beneficial for them. And in the health sector also, as it is said, that if we propose to increase the budget allocation of the education sector, I have said that it would be beneficial for the upcoming generation also. And I think that it would increase the development in our country also.
But I think here problem will come that if we increase the education, if we increase the budget in education, then it will not give the results in 1 year only. It will at least take 5 to 6 years. That means it will be a it will give long term effect, right? But then some projects like Antyodaya Ann Yojana, which is providing free grains, and other projects like PM Kaushal Vikas Yojana, they will and other projects will get start getting a less budget. So won't they get affected because of this?
So, honorable delegate, as I mentioned earlier, also, what we think is like if we increase and if you look at the fact that the revenue which the government has collected in in this financial year, it is also increased. So I think there is no harm if we like increase the budget expenditure in the education sector. I don't feel that the other programs which are there, which the government has already initiated, and the programs which are going on, it would impact them.
But here the problem is that although we are increasing the revenue, but the debt, the current account deficit, all those things are increasing at a rate which is more than that of the increase of revenue. And thus the debt to GDP ratio of India is rising. It has risen from 70 to about 80% till this financial year. So what would you say on this situation?
Are you like putting the fact of the borrowing thing or something else? The interest payments, the total revenue receipts you're talking about?
I'm talking about the debt that is taken from the public and that is taken from the foreign banks like World Bank, Asia Development Bank, etc., etc.
See, higher
Well,
borrowing.
that's not the factual position, right? So the country debt, I'm just stepping in, right? Country's debt is close to 80-85%, but the foreign debt is less than 3% of India's GDP, right? So I just wanted to correct it. And also, about half of the total debt is state government's debt. Central debt is about 40%. Yes, over to Finance Minister.
So as so rightly pointed out, I think you may have to look into this, like, and the borrowing is higher borrowing is on account of the investments also which the government is doing. I would like to add that also.
Okay, over to Speaker.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Finance Minister. I guess we all can agree that education is the base of a strong economy, and without a strong education, we can't build a strong economy. Now, I invite honorable members for other questions. Honorable Meher Brishti, you may ask your question.
Oh, thank you, Speaker, sir, for this opportunity. I have a simple question to our finance minister that what we have seen in the pandemic years, especially in 2020 or in 2021, we believe that a major sector, we saw that there was deficit of healthcare workers, especially doctors. And even if you see the doctors per thousand in India is very far less than the world average. So why is it that we aren't focusing on increasing our health budget, and why does it only accounts for about 2% in our GDP? Why aren't we really focusing on to expand the number of seats in medical colleges? I would really like to link with the question asked by a previous member that why aren't we trying to increase the seats, increase the number of doctors per thousand? Why is that healthcare is not a center of focus in our budget despite facing pandemic situation which got worse in India?
So, honorable delegate, I would like to mention the fact is like in the previous budget also, which were presented in the last financial year also, and we had increased our health expenditure, and I believe that this year our aim is to like as we have explained in the pandemics also, and the allocation to the states has also increased. The health is also a state subject. I would like to say that health is also, so I think the state government should also intervene, and the the state in government, I think you should ask the state government also increase their health expenditure. Our clear focus right now is on the education. Last year we had focus on the health sector, so this year the focus is on the education sector.
Sure, but as human resource development, we really can't focus on skill development or education particularly. for making them skilled, I believe that somewhere or the other we really need healthy human beings, which can be skilled. So what do you have to say about
See, it is a long-term story. 25 years Amrit Kal period is going on, and I think right now more is just like we need to educate the youth of our country, and we are looking at the at the health sector also. But currently, I think we need to build the base for the future of the country, the coming generations. We are not denying it that like we don't have to focus on the health sector, and we don't have to focus on the health sector and like leave it aside apart. And extra allocation is on account of the better tax efficiency also.
Sir, if I'm permitted to, can I present one statistics that 27.695 deaths per thousand live births happen in India. I repeat, it's 2727.675. That's infant mortality rate. अगर आप कल के भविष्य और अमृत काल की बात कर रहे हैं, I believe कहीं ना कहीं health care को भी उतना important structure बनाना चाहिए. I would conclude it by this only that healthcare and education, which form the basis of human resource development. जो UN के SDG goals हैं, उनमें भी healthcare और poverty से no poverty goals को एक important center focus दिया गया है. So I believe अगर हम इंडिया को एज पर्टिकुलरली हम वो यूएन एसडीजी गोल्स अचीव करना चाहते हैं by 2030, we have to somewhere start from our policy making, especially the budget itself.
See, I would like to say is that we are improving in health indicators, and we have increased the health allocation in the last previous budgets also. It isn't that we have not, but built for Amrit Kal or built for the future is like the current priority of our government right now. You have seen in the past, again and again, I'm reiterating that we had increased the past budget also. And if you see that during the COVID pandemic, India had smoothly gone through this COVID phase when all over in the world, in the Europe, in the America, everywhere the death count was very high. India was the only, and we carried out the vaccination program also very successfully. 200 crore doses vaccination program was carried out in our country. So won't you look at that point also? Our government is looking at every point, and we are taking your recommendations which we have made in the next budget after the elections. We'll look into this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your answer.
Thank you, Srimati Meher. I'm sure the respected finance minister will definitely take your suggestions and implement them in the upcoming budget. Now, I invite Srimati Ganesha to ask her question.
Honorable Finance Minister, I would like to ask you, what are your views on the recent wave of entrepreneurship, and especially entrepreneurship amongst women, and the budget allocated to these programs related to the supporting of women in these sectors?
See, as I started with my budget speech, I've said that our focus is for the youth and for the women also of our country. As I said, when I started with my speech, I had emphasized that point also. So, and I would like to say that we have already done 25% increase this year in the budget allocation. And I believe that entrepreneurship is crucial for country's success. And the government has taken this in account also. And as you've seen, we have increases the budget allocation also. And that's what I'd like to say, that the women also play a major role in the development of a country. Startup India, Stand Up India, the policies which the government has introduced. And I think this is successful on the ground also.
Thank you so much, Mr. Finance Minister. I'm very happy to see that you are focusing on these points, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Honorable members, we all can agree that entrepreneurship is definitely the future of India. India now has 100+ unicorns, and I'm sure in the upcoming years, it will be much more. Now, I invite Shri Ashish Banga to ask his question to the Honorable Finance Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. So, yeah, I want to ask my question to Honorable Finance Minister that there has been increase in budget allocated to many infrastructure projects due to construction delays or even money allocated to them. So my question is that what are the precautions taken to prevent such delays, and how much percentage of our total budget is gone in such delays?
See, I would like to point out that you are talking about infrastructure development also. So I would like to point out that delays had been caused in the due to COVID pandemic also, because there was a pandemic in our country, and I think that much has been written about delays also, and I feel but the pace of the project execution is best in this period which we are there in currently.
Thank you.
Are you done with the question?
Yeah, next question.
So now I request Srimati Shakshi to ask her question to the Honorable Finance Minister.
Good evening to the respected Lok Sabha Speaker, the Finance Minister, and every parliamentarian present in the meeting today. My question to the Finance Minister, Mr. Zeb Danish, it is that when we talk about the funding for research and development in another area of concern, the new budget allocation for the DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization, is in a 23,264 crore. And it is just a mere increase of 9%. So what is the reason behind, just a little bit increase in the budget allocation of the DRDO?
See, as I reiterated in the beginning also, this has happened because we need to look at other sectors also of the of our of expenditure, and 9% I think is decent when the economy is growing at 7% is still better. I think so. It is better what we have done, and in the future we will take an account of this. What the suggestions you have made, we'll definitely look into this.
Thank you for your answer. My another question to you is that what are the policies and provisions made by the ministry in order to make India, more powerful in terms of artilleries and weaponry, more independent in terms of the artilleries we own?
See, I would like to reiterate we have started the Make in India campaign also, and I would like to say that most of the ammunition which you are seeing currently, we are trying to make in our own country only, rather than being dependent on the other countries. We are trying to make in our own country only, and we are monitoring their defense project execution also organizations which are responsible in our country, and we have indigenization forum also for this.
Thank you for your answer, Finance Minister. I'm completely satisfied, and thank you for highlighting the issues. Thank you.
Thank you.
So should I conclude?
Shubham can ask one more question.
Honorable Shubham, you may ask your question to the Honorable Finance Minister. You may go.
Yes, Honorable Finance Minister, my second question would be that as we know that more than 50% of the population of India is engaged in agriculture, but the output which they give as a percentage of GDP is very less. But if we see in the service sector, very less population is there, but their output is about 2 times. So won't this be an economic stress on the farmers of our country?
Okay, so I would like to tell you that we have increased MSP to increase the agriculture GDP, and I think we are time to time taking considerable steps to make as we also know that we are dependent on our farmers only for the food and all the food grains and everything, and we are taking considerable steps, and agriculture is I think is a very most important thing, and our government is constantly looking into this.
I would like to disagree to the statement as if we are increasing the MSP has increased from about 2,000 to 2,400 or 500 per quintal for wheat this year. But if we are increasing the MSP, but the government is selling the food grains at the same low prices to the poor households like Antyodaya card holders. Okay, so this is moreover increasing the debt only of the government.
See, we have, as first part of the question, we are setting up 100 education incubators and to promote agriculture technology among the farmers. And farmer producer organizations are also encouraged to do this. And I would like to reiterate that our government has already said that हमारे लिए किसान जो है, हम किसान पे ही हमारा देश, हम सब लोग किसान पे ही निर्भर हैं। और ऐसा नहीं है कि हम लोगों ने जो उस पर ध्यान नहीं दिया, टाइम रहते रहते जो हमारी सरकार इस पर जो है टाइम देती रही है और आगे भी देती रहेगी। ये सबकी सरकार है, सबका साथ सबके विकास से सरकार चलेगी और आगे भी ऐसे हम इस पे काम करते रहेंगे।
Okay, now I'm satisfied with the answer. My second question will be that we are
Shubham, I
increasing.
think we run out of time. Daksh, you can now culminate.
Thank you to the respected Finance Minister of India. First, I would like to point out that I definitely agree. Agriculture is a sector that needs a lot of development. But I agree that with the help of this budget, agriculture will develop indefinitely. Now, I would like to conclude the question Q&A session in the Parliament. Now, I hand it over to Shivesh sir to continue. Thank you.
Okay, folks, well done. I really, Vandana ma'am is there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, Shivesh, I'm here only.
You can stop the YouTube live and